Hi, Pistolita. Are you ready to do some training, girl? Good girl. Howdy, guys. Here we are with Miss Pistolita. And today what I'm going to be working with her is adding some weight in some interesting ways. So I'm going to use this hay bag. It's full of alfalfa. I put 2 flakes in there. I can only fit 2. But anyways, I'm estimating about 35 pounds. So, I don't know where my other one is. I think it's in the trailer, but we're just going to use one and we're going to improvise, okay? Okay, let's do this. Oh, thanks for waiting. Good girl. Now, as you notice, I have the bosal on her because I want her to start to get used to pressure here in the muzzle and under here under the chin. Good girl. Bum, 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 bum. Good girl. Camel, get.
So what you see me here is I'm pulling on the reins and then I'm using the stirrup to apply pressure on her sides. This is just another good way to desensitize and prep for when you get on your horse. Now I'm going to ask her to turn away from me. So now I'm going to apply pressure from the opposite side. So as you'll see, I'm pulling her from the left and getting her nose in on the right, and then I'm applying pressure with that left stirrup because that's a simulation of my foot kicking and tapping her to give her leg cues. So this is good desensitizing. I'm just letting her know that something's going to be touching you there, and when I do, I want you to move. And she did really good, so I released the pressure. Reward. What you do to one side, you're going to have to do to the other side. So here I am doing the same thing. Now I'm bumping my hand because I want her to stay softened up. I don't want her to fight. And when she gives in, I release the pressure. Therefore, right there, I'm rewarding her and release the pressure. Now we're going to ask a little back up. So I grab the reins. And I'm just giving her a little tug, giving her pressure to see what she does. And she is responding really well. She backed up a couple steps. So we reward. Release pressure. We're going to do the same thing. Now here I am just warming her up, just getting a little energy out. I am using my voice commands, and you'll notice that she's getting really responsive with my body language. So I bend down and then I tell her walk, wiggle the line, and she walks. Now this side seems to be her strong side. We want her to pick up the pace. I lifted up my arm just slightly, gave her the click, and she did good. Right here, when I get her to lope, I lift up my hand, just trying to give her encouragement like, fly. and in result, she lopes. This is why giving your horse voice commands is really good as well, because they'll get used to the sounds and they'll put it together and they'll respond and listen to you. Now here's a lot of body language, so that's why I like to lunge my horses, but not just laps and laps and circles in the same speed. Change it up, transition them. Also change directions. That will help the horse stay focused. Otherwise they lose the focus and then they just go one speed. Okay, so here you're going to see this is her challenge, is slowing down on the side. She just wants to go, 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 tracking to the right. Okay, so here we are now, backing her up.
Onto her.
I'm going to go ahead and now we're going to apply a little bit of weight. So I did switch off into the longer lunge line, just because if she tries to, do a little something that we don't want, I'm going to be prepared and I'll have enough line to get her to move her feet. So what I'm going to use to apply weight is the hay bag. I stuffed in 2 alfalfa flakes. The bag is weighing about 35 pounds. So, it's got some weight on there. She's going to feel tension. She's going to feel something different, a little bit of tension on one side than the other, but that's okay, because when you get on the horse, you're bringing weight on the near side, if that makes any sense. But anyway, so we're going to apply this as I'm adjusting the strap, making it a little shorter so it doesn't hang all the way down on her. And I did let her investigate it. She didn't really care for it. So there we go. We have it on. I'm going to send her out and just walking. Stay completely calm.
Definitely adding a lot of pressure on the left
She
side.
definitely feels some weight. You could see her little ears are kind of pointing to the hay bag. So I'm just letting her take her time, letting her figure it out, what's on her. Cute little ears. Okay, so I see that she hasn't really reacted or done much. So then I'm going to give her a little bit of time, and then I'm going to ask her to pick up the pace. But first, making sure she's paying attention to me. So she did stop. That was great. We're going to send her off again. So this is just checking in with your horse, making sure that they're focused and listening to you. Okay, so I'm going to ask her for the trot. So far, so good. No reaction. I'm watching her, and I'm going to be ready. If she does try to make a sudden move in bucking or she gets a little spooked, I'm going to help her and get her attention. So here we transitioned back into the walk and then to the stop. I got 2 eyes. Great. I'm going to come up to her and reward her. She did really good. So I don't know what I was thinking of just putting it on top of her back like that. Obviously it's going to fall down, which is okay, because then she got to feel something moving on her back, and look, she did not overreact or do anything wrong. She could care less. She was like, oh, whatever. Okay, so I'm just really desensitizing her, because you got to think about it. When that bag fell down, imagine it's like you coming off the horse. Now, when I do mount up and get on her, it's going to be just like the bag. So if she didn't react when it fell down, that only means that she's not going to react when I do actually get on her. Well, that is what we're hoping for anyways, right? Okay, so what you do to one side, you're going to have to do to the other side. And yes, that was my son. Kind of sounded like a goat or a little pony. I don't know what that was. Okay, so anyways, here we are moving on to the other side. I changed the hay bag. So far so good. She seems pretty chill. I'm going to get her attention, 2 eyes, make her stop. I don't want her to come in, so I back her up a little, send her off again. As you can see, her demeanor is really calm. That's what I love about this little one. She has a really solid mind. Okay, so we're going to pick up the pace a little bit. Now she is getting a little frisky. She lowered her head. She kind of shook her head a bit. So I'm paying attention to her. Any silliness, we're going to change directions and get her mind focused. Okay, so good. She slowed down at the walk, but that's her. This is what we've been working on. So we want her to stay at the walk until I say trot. I want her to trot. Now I'm applying a lot of pressure here because I want to say, hey, I want you to walk. There we go. And nope, we got to correct it every time. Here I asked her to pick it up. And then I asked her to lope. So she is getting a little excited here, a little worried about that bag. But I'm keeping good eye on her, keeping her moving. And it's okay. I'm glad that that bag is wet, waving around and tapping her on the sides. It's really good for her because then she's going to know it's not going to hurt her. And she's going to feel some interesting movements on her because that's going to be me wiggling on top. So we'll change directions. Ask for the lope. So right here, she's trying to do a little buck. So I quickly change directions. And I quickly change directions again. No, I did not say to go to that side. So I go this way. She's not listening. So I'm going to get her going. Good. Now, I'm going to be a little more firm with her when she bucks. We have to correct that right away. Otherwise, we are allowing it to happen and she's going to think that it's okay. And no. So definitely be quick in changing their feet. And here we go. I do like how that bag is flapping all over her. It's really helping build that confidence, that trust, that nothing's going to hurt her. She's fine. It's just a bag full of delicious alfalfa. And she's being such a good girl. So we're going to call it good for her.
She did start to buck, but what did I do? I switched directions. I got her thinking side of her brain working and made her focus on something else other than bucking and going crazy. So that's all we had to do. Be patient, take your time, don't rush things. She did really good, and the only reason why I picked up the pace was because she was really calm. She didn't look like she was fearful of anything. She was curious, that's for sure. She was very curious. I did notice her ear was pointing at the hay bag, like, what is that? Detecting stranger, monster, it's gonna eat me. So definitely utilize the tools that you have around before you get ready to ride your horse. So a lot of desensitizing is gonna be key to get them ready. Good girl. A lot of desensitizing. That is gonna be your key to success in your training. Right, Pistolita? Patience, reward when they do the right thing. Good girl. And definitely guide them the right way. Don't be super hard on them, you know. Take your time, but be firm. Don't baby them. Be firm when you need to. All right, that's it for tonight. Thank you all for watching, and I'll keep you up to date here soon. I feel like Pistolita is doing really well. She's stepping on my rope.